Women of Reddit, what do you wish self-proclaimed nice guys would understand? Romantic comedies are nothing like real life, and using the tactics shown in them will only creep the object of your affections out, not win them over. I agree. It's honestly why I'm no longer friends with one guy. Getting pushed up against a building and the guy holding your head still while he kisses you, against your will, isn't sexy. It's scary and leads to a lot of anger. Proclaiming yourself a nice guy is the problem. People who are genuinely considerate and decent don't have to declare themselves honest and nice. People know them to be so by their behavior. Behaving nice specifically as a means to impress women as a means to an end is not genuinely being nice. Kinda like the Game of Thrones quote, any man who proclaims I am the king is no true king. It immediately makes you immature. It's the equivalent of saying I'm not like other girls. Sure, maybe you aren't, but proclaiming it does nothing for proving it. I'm not like other girls, I'm worse. Being nice is the bare minimum. You should be nice to everyone, not just pretty girls, and you should do it because it's the right thing to do, not because you think it'll get you laid. You have to bring more to the table than just being nice. This, for sure. If women see you being nice to the pretty women and standoffish to the other women, especially if the other women are the pretty ones' friends, they tend to see through that sort of thing. Actual nice guys don't have to tell a woman they are a nice guy. My husband is a kind-hearted man, a great man. He never once told me he was a good guy or a nice guy. He showed me. So, if you have to tell someone you are nice or good, chances are you probably aren't. My grandpa always had a saying, guys with big dongs don't gotta brag about it. I like to think it applies to this situation. 1. Sometimes, whilst grateful for the nice thing you did, it's too much. For example, at a place I once worked, some guy asked my supervisor if he could have a little extra help on a project he was working on, and could I, the temp at the time, go and help him. When I got to him, he had actually used it as a chance to hand me a rose. So yeah, it was meant to be sweet, but it was completely unprofessional, especially as I was trying to get a permanent job. I also had to then reject him, and he turned hostile towards me. 2. If you're only nice to me, especially as a way to get with me, then no, you're not nice. If I see you being nice to other people, then I'm much more likely to see you as a potential suitor. I also had to then reject him, and he turned hostile towards me. I wonder if men get how freaking scary this can be for women. We should not have to live in fear of you because we rejected you. Not a woman, but I lost my best friend over some nice guy BS like this. My so and I had gotten in a fight, and he felt the need to console her and let her vent to him. About a week went by and he began asking if she'd like to meet and talk over drinks, etc. At this point the fight was over and we were back to normal. She showed me a message saying I didn't deserve her and that he could treat her better. She deserves someone nicer. Ended up getting in a fight with him and haven't spoken in 3 years. She's still with me and we are getting married next month. Please understand that we do like nice guys. The fact that you are a nice guy, or so you think, is not the reason someone isn't attracted to you. Even as a guy, I like nice girls. It's just that quite often, nice girls are boring. If you're nice and fun, that's what everyone is looking for personality wise. To add to the points people have already made, one of the reasons why a woman isn't comfortable coming out and saying, I don't want to date you because I am not attracted to you, and has to use other, softer reasons, I'm busy, I'm just out with my girls tonight, etc., is because of a genuine fear that things could go south during the conversation and a guy who seemed nice at first could get violent or start stalking her. Not that that extreme scenario would happen with every guy she rejects, but it only needs to happen once for it to affect her life. One thing most women experience frequently, this is not rare at all, is an exchange like this. Online. Hey, beautiful. Oh, hi. Hey, wanna go out sometime? Sorry, I have a boyfriend now. You think you're better than me? You stupid bee. You're not that hot anyway. I'm not gonna bang a 4 like you when I'm scoring 8s and 9s practically in my sleep. Have fun being AC. We have learned to soften the blow and are afraid of being too direct because that violent outburst would be 3000x worse in person than online. These conversations usually start off reasonably nice, and you never know who the violent guy is going to be. They blend in with other guys, Agent in the Matrix style, so we have to be cautious. If you want to ask a girl out, ask her out. Don't become her friend and cultivate that friendship for months merely as a tactic to get her to go out with you. First of all, it doesn't usually work, because if we hang out for a long time and you never give me any indication that you like me as more than a friend, I'll just assume that you don't. Second, it's really hurtful to learn that the person you thought was your new friend is really just interested in sleeping with you. This has happened to me a few times, and when it does, sometimes the guy tries to blame me for leading him on. How was I supposed to know you were interested in me if you didn't say anything? 1. If you are interested, tell her how you feel. No, giving hints doesn't freaking count as not everyone picks up on those. And it does not matter how obvious you think it is, it's all up to her. 1. If you don't tell her how you feel, then she doesn't know how you feel. If there's a friend zone, it's your own dang fault. It's like refusing to go up a set of stairs and being upset that you're not on the next floor. 1. Not every guy she's dating is in butthole. You only think that because you're jealous. 1. Or maybe he is in butthole to you because you've had a crap attitude toward him and acted all possessive of her. 1. And the reason she's always dating other guys is at least they asked her out. 1. You just might not be her type. 1. Or she's not attracted to you. There are people you don't find attractive. 1. Don't say you know you're her type. You know nothing. It's up to her. 1. Movies and books. Credit you Johnlin 101. Lied to you. Pining isn't romantic. 1. If you hold it against her that she's not into you, you're not a good friend. 1. In fact, unless you want to be her friend for the sake of having her as a friend, you're not her friend. 1. If you offer to do things, you don't expect any repayment unless previously agreed upon. 1. If you think she owes you sex, you are wrong. 1. Leonard Lake thought like that. 1. If you want sex for your money or services, find a H or be a sugar daddy. 1. As you Fleckerfly pointed out, too many nice guys go into a scary but be fit when rejected. We all hear stories about this. See Leonard Lake above. Don't do this. And finally, if you expect something in return for being nice, you are not a nice person. Guy here. I'm a reformed nice guy. Being a nice guy is a frustrating, painful experience for many men, and interacting with a nice guy is a trying, confusing experience for men or women, and the better everyone understands what is going on, the happier everyone will be. What women want, and what everyone wants, is a responsive partner. When she wants flowers, that's when it's a good idea to buy her flowers. When she wants a hug, that's when it's a good idea to give her a hug. When she wants to talk about her problems, that's when it's a good idea to sit and listen. Until she wants you to do these things, she's going to be creeped out if you do them. She's going to think, why is he buying me flowers? I didn't want flowers. Now he's going to ask me out on a date. I'm not attracted to him. And he's going to get mad when I say no because he got rejected, which always sucks. He's out $50 for flowers. Bummer, and he's going to feel stupid for wasting his time and effort. I didn't even do anything, and now I have to deal with an angry man who has a 0.5% chance of getting violent with me or becoming a stalker. This is so stressful even if you're a genuinely nice person who would never take out your anger on a person who rejected you. She doesn't know that. The friend zone is made up. Girls lean on it a lot when they don't want to tell a guy that they're unattractive. If a girl says that she doesn't see you in that way, what she means is that she values your friendship but that she doesn't want to frick you. End of story. It's not like you got yourself into this situation by being nice or by trying to be her friend. If you hadn't been nice, she still wouldn't want to frick you. To reiterate, she is not attracted to you. If you want to be friends, be friends. If you're here to frick, don't pretend otherwise. P.S. Moping and crying about the friend zone isn't winning you any points either. Unreciprocated love sucks. We get it. Move on. Humanity is not withholding sex from you and waiting for you to say and do the exact right combination of things to unlock the sex gate. Your desperation is repulsive. Women want sex, too, but don't want to risk pregnancy, herpes, or your clingy drama for a crap lay. She has interests to protect, too, and you are mostly antithetical to them. Stop being that. Humanity is not withholding sex from you and waiting for you to say and do the exact right combination of things to unlock the sex gate. But that's how it works in all my video games. Games are amazing. Just bad things happen when anyone tries to take them literally. If I wanna date jerks, that's my prerogative. Don't freaking beam me out because you're P. I'm not dating you. Likelihood the bad guy I'm dating is just a good guy with tattoos. Self-deprecation isn't cute. If you say things like, "Oh, I'm such a loser," or "No girl is ever going to date me," even in a jokey way, it will not elicit any positive feelings from the person you said it to. It's like a woman saying, "I'm Subaru fat." Similarly, if you view yourself as a lonely forever virgin, or the guy who girls just love to friendzone, then that's going to come across pretty obviously to women, and that isn't attractive. Literally nowhere is it written in the stars that anyone has to like you, let alone want to date you. Nobody is contractually obligated to think positive things about you. You have to be a likable person to get people to like you. Sometimes it takes more work for certain people, but if you don't do the work, people don't like you. Sex is not a right. It is a privilege, and most of all, it is a choice. You do not get to decide for me. You do not have a right to me. I don't owe you a chance any more than you owe some annoying girl you aren't attracted to a chance. You aren't nice. You're making me uncomfortable when you don't back off, and me calling you on your crappy behavior doesn't make me the one at fault. If you were really my friend, you wouldn't make our relationship about your own desire for sex and intimacy from me. I didn't friendzone you. You sex zoned me. And you're a really crappy friend if you never even wanted to be friends in the first place. If you pretend to be my friend, then turn on me when I don't want to frick you. You are the one WHO is manipulating me, not the other way around. Sex zoned. Awesome. If you are a nice guy and she doesn't want to go out with you, it doesn't mean she wants an abusive butthole for a boyfriend. She just doesn't want you for a boyfriend. I can't count how many times nice guys have lamented that they can't get a date because they're too nice and girls only want guys that are dongs. Usually followed up by offhand comments about how they should start being a shat so they'd have better luck. Joke's on them. They're already buttholes. They just don't want to admit it doesn't help them get laid. Stop protecting us from sex. We're human, too, and independent agents quite capable of deciding when we'd like to frick and get fricked. If you see us slipping off with a bad boy, it's because we're down to frick, not because our pretty little heads have been manipulated or misled. And if you frame us as children in need of your white knighting, you've no business pursuing a romantic relationship with us anyway. You're pervs. Newsflash. Sex is awesome. Get on board or GTFO. If I'm talking to you and seem interested in what you have to say, I probably am. But that in no way means that I'm necessarily interested in dating you or sexing you up, because those aren't mutually exclusive items. Talking to you like a person in no way means I'm leading you on, because talking equals flirting. Along similar lines, if you act like you want to be a friend, then that's what I'm going to take you as. Don't get pee off or cry friendzoned when you're treated as my friend, and my friend only, because how else was I supposed to interpret your behavior? Expecting anything else is either lying to yourself or to me, neither of which are particularly endearing. Be straightforward with what you want, or don't be surprised when you don't get your secret desired result. Finally, it's a really crappy feeling to find out that someone you thought was a friend was only there to try and get in your pants. You feel devalued and stupid, because you've been lied to and betrayed by someone you trusted. Don't be that guy, especially if it's someone you supposedly care about. Whining is so unattractive. Dude, I find some things that aren't conventionally attractive. You don't need to be a movie star 10. I like skinny dorks a lot. But if you be about how you are ugly and point out your flaws and whine about how it's unfair, that they are not entitled to my body or affection, and that being in the friend zone, hate that phrase, is not a bad thing. Being friends with someone is really cool, and when you make it clear that you only wanted me for some romantic fantasy, and have no interest in friendship, it makes me feel like a worthless person and it hurts. Definitely doesn't make you nice either. Wait a minute, you mean I can't fake every aspect of my personality and then be upset when she won't sleep with me? How shocking. Nice guys tend to put women up on a pedestal. Don't do that. I don't want to be worshipped and have my butt kissed, and I don't want to have to try and live up to the idealized version you have of me in your mind. I just want to be treated like a regular human being. Yes, I hate it when guys meet me a few times, then ask the sudden fall in love with me. No, dipshit. You don't know me well enough to be in love with me. You are in love with this perfect idea of me that is completely in your head. When people do that, I feel treated like some sort of programmable sex robot that gets scolded when I deviate from their idea of who I am. I don't not like you because you're nice. I love nice guys. But nice guys are usually the ones who don't have to constantly proclaim how nice they are. Dear nice guys, guys in general, or just human beings, no is a complete answer. I do not owe you any explanations. I do not have to tell you why I don't want to date you or give you my number or any other possible scenario. Accept it and move on. Do not keep asking why, it will only make you seem worse and more desperate. I'm just commenting here to say thank you to all that commented here. I do consider myself as one of those self-proclaimed nice guys, and this whole thread feels like 1,000 slaps in the face. And I really needed that. I guess I just have to call myself a person with actual human decency for starters. This change that is about to come for me would not be easy, but I'll try to change those bad things as much as I can. Thank you, Reddit. Thank you. 3. Guy here. Just wanted to say that being a nice guy should be the bare minimum to get a girl's attention. You really think that you're the only one who is nice to them? That it makes you special? Former nice guy here. Simply being a kind person doesn't make you desirable, even though in your eyes you think it should. You have to put some actual effort in. And for frick's sake, she's just a person, not some deity desiring to be worshipped. Treat her like you would treat a good friend. There is no such thing as friend zone. There is an I don't find you sexually attractive whatsoever zone, and you're in that. I don't owe you jack crap because you're nice to me. Read. Acted like a decent human being. You don't get applauded for doing something you are supposed to do. Not a female. Quoting from an unknown source. Okay, you're nice. What everyone should be. The bare minimum of being a decent person. What else? Are you interesting? Funny? Clever? Charming? Talented? Because the guy over there is nice, also goes to the gym, volunteers, has a band with his buddies, and is applying to law school. He also doesn't put me on a pedestal for having a vagina. He challenges me to improve and be a better person. He doesn't give me everything I want. He supports me as I work towards my goals on my own. So what the heck else are you offering? Being nice doesn't get you any points. Your score is 0. Loser. Yes, it's great to be a nice or kind person, but I also want someone who's going to challenge me and grow and learn with me. If we're in a relationship, we should be striving for equal contribution to that relationship. I'm a lady, and I'm nice, but I also like to talk crap occasionally, and I'm competitive, so I need a man who can match me on that. You can't spout crap about girls being shallow and how they should focus on your wonderful personality and stop dating guys with abs when you yourself won't give a girl the time of day unless she is an 8+. Not a female, but here's a quote I've always loved. A rich man doesn't need to tell you he's rich. Likewise, if you're nice, people know. If you're being nice expecting something in return, that's not actually being nice. That's being duplicitous. I'm not a girl, but I have noticed something. Nice guys, girls do not owe you jack crap. They are not obligated to talk to you, or give you a chance, or sleep with you. Disclaimer. One of the nice guys. If you have to say you're the nice guy, you aren't the nice guy. I prove to people I'm the nice guy, then disappoint them by having them meet my husband. I don't want to be placed on a pedestal. I want to be treated like a human being. Trying to protect me in ways that you wouldn't do for a man in a similar situation, or insist that I shouldn't do things for myself, is condescending and makes me feel like you think that I am incapable of existing without the protection of a man. Opening doors, etc. is fine as long as it's something that you do for people who need it. For example, someone pushing a stroller or carrying packages, or who is right behind you, and not a ladies first kind of thing. We're human, and we get frisky and possess an innate desire to frick and get fricked. 2. Stop protecting us from ourselves. We're independent agents and not children. And if you frame us as children in need of protection, you have no business pursuing a romantic entanglement with us. If you've ever been ditched in favor of a bad boy, it's because we wanted to frick without judgment and shame, which is a typical, healthy desire for men and women above the age of 12 or so. You'll think that for as desperate as these guys are for sex, they'd be more supportive of attracted to sex positive women. But they want someone pure or whatever, but they also want a freak in bed. Theoretically, the mental gymnastics they go through just boggles the mind. Even right now, I've forgotten what I'm talking about. If you have to say that you meet the bare minimum, you probably don't, and even meeting the bare minimum does not entitle you to getting laid. Yep, it reminds me a little bit of an ad I saw for a house when I was looking to rent. The features it listed included windows and full kitchen, which are indeed things I expect a house to have. Went to look at the house, and indeed, meets some of the basic requirements for human habitation was the best you could say for it. Learn to treat women as individuals. Women always is a ridiculous thing to say about half the Earth's population, and when you don't take the time to get to know her as an actual human, it's pretty obvious you're not interested in her. You're interested in having a P-shaped hole in your life. Also, nobody owes you anything. A relationship is a mutually beneficial arrangement. If people don't reciprocate your interests, take a hard look at what you're offering them in return. But I haven't raped you, and I listen to you complain isn't a very strong bargaining chip. Lastly, and this goes for all low confident guys, not necessarily nice guys, don't talk down your own assets. Subconscious influencing is a thing. When you say, you wouldn't want to date a loser like me, you'll probably go for some hot guy. You're not triggering a sympathetic I should tell him he's not a loser, you're planting the thought that wow, even he thinks I shouldn't date him. Not a woman, but something nice guys need to understand is that once the relationship is over, it's over. My cousin got murdered by her crazy ex because he couldn't take the hint that my cousin was no longer interested in him, and decided that if he can't have her, nobody can. He shot her and then shot himself. The biggest problem with nice guys is they treat women like a game or a process. I will slowly do nice things for her, build up our relationship, and then it will culminate in sex. Doesn't work that way. If a girl is not interested, just move on. I can answer this as a former nice guy. Women don't owe you anything. You are not entitled to sex. And being nice expecting something in return isn't being nice. It's you being a shitbag. He wasn't exactly nice. He just acted like that. He had a lot of insecurities due to his appearance and lack of confidence. He was in my class and I had a casual friendship with him. He took it wrongly that I was interested in him. 3 months later, he proposed. I said no, I never thought of him like that, and he said it's okay, let's be friends again. It was a bit uncomfortable, but I agreed. Then I met this guy and we clicked off, and within a month, we started dating. That's the time the duplicity of this guy got exposed. He was openly condescending to my BF. He badmouthed about me to many of my friends. Some of them labeled me as S. My boyfriend was called a douchebag and jerk. I was getting nasty comments from fake profiles. They were literally shaming me into breaking up with my BF and go to this guy. I'm sorry, but I'm a woman, not a property or conquest. If I'm friendly with you, then it just means I want to have friends. It doesn't mean I've to sleep with you as an obligation. Don't try to mask your failures as being a nice guy. If that's the best you can bring to a relationship, then it's just a master-slave relationship, not a BF. GF1, as much as it's tempting, I don't need a slave but a companion. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.